Hello and welcome back to Rural Vermiculture. Today we'll be checking in on the compost bucket worms, or Eisinia Andrei. I believe this is the 6th feeding they're going to be getting. Last time I was in this bin I was facing some moisture issues, it was getting a tad bit too moist for my preference. So I added in some dry peat and some cardboard strips, and a little more heavily where I placed a tomato for them to eat. So I'm just going to check in here and see how they're doing with all that. And I see I don't know if you, well, you should be able to see it, a nice little cavity right here. I believe that's where the tomato was. It looks like they've been doing their job. Well, I'm going to set these to the side and feed it back to them. And there will be more of these sprouts to come later too. Just fed them that whole tomato, and they're going to be tomato sprouts popping up in the future from it. Probably for a good while of the life of the bin. And this is something. That's not a tomato sprout. That looks like some sort of melon sprout maybe. But I'm not sure. Maybe bean? Yeah, it's probably from the beans that I fed them. That's right. Forgot about that. So we can look forward to bean sprouts being in here too. I've added a little more light here to try to brighten up my videos, and on camera it's looking pretty good. There's another cocoon. They keep producing them, which is a good thing. They're happy. They're happy in their environment. If they ain't breeding, there's probably something not to their preference with the bin. Just kicked up more cocoons. And there's the tomato, and looks like there's a good gob of worms around it. And more cocoons. I hope y'all are seeing this good. God, there is a lot of cocoons in this bin. And there is not much left of that tomato. They've done a good job devouring that. So good. I'm glad to see that they had a good time of it. More eggshells I'm coming across. Try to pick them out every time I see them. I don't really like them in there. Might not hurt to have the whole eggshells in there. It's not my preference, but I saw the crazy worm lady. She did a video on eggshells that somebody was telling her that whole eggshells would cut the worms and could harm them. And so she cleared out her whole bin. There is cocoons all in this. Going to be dealing with a lot of worms here. It's when you know you're doing something right. And healthy worms. And it's still a bit moist in here, but I don't think I'm going to fret about it too much this time. I'm going to give them some cardboard right in the area that I feed them. Some people don't fool with their worms so much whenever they check in on them like this, but I only check in on them once a week. I may have said it before, but I like to break up the castings where I'm not in here too often. And get them good and aerated to keep them from going anaerobic. Anaerobic's bad bacteria. We want aerobic bacteria in here, not the anaerobic. If it goes anaerobic, your worms will start dying off. That felt kind of sharp. What is that? Stick. Suppose it won't hurt to have it in there. It'll break down eventually. Well, I'm happy with the bin. Appears to be quite healthy. The worms appear to be quite healthy. And cocoons like crazy. And this is the first time that I'd harvested worms from a compost bucket, which I only started that a couple years back. I never checked it for worms the year before. There's a little tiny wisp right on my glove there. I don't know if you can see. But it's good to check your gloves, as you don't want to be killing any worm babies. Alright, so let's get to feeding. Sprinkle in a bit of lime, coffee. Sorry there, wormy. It looked like he enjoyed all that dry powder hitting him. Okay, throw in some of the worm chow. Now I'm going to give them some pumpkin. I got plenty of pumpkin, so you'll see this often. But I do try to feed them a different variety of things. As I can. Let's go ahead and get them sprouts in here. I'm going to try to quit forgetting things in my video. Another stem. I threw everything in the compost bucket, so I'm going to have to be a little bit more mindful of that from now on if I'm going to harvest worms for it and bring them in. Try not to put stuff in there that I don't want to encounter while I'm feeding my worms. Which sticks ain't too bad. And I forgot to get my egg grit ready. Which, if you're not familiar with vermicomposting, you see that dust? That's for pulverized eggshells. It's a good source of grit for them. But I don't think that dust would be too good to breathe in. So if you could have a little bit of light air running from a fan, that'd probably be better while doing this. And just for a little something extra, I'm going to give them some pureed frozen vegetable cubes. Try to break them up a little bit, but don't really matter, I don't think. Yeah, just give them a couple blocks there. So I had first started feeding them on the side, and now you see I'm kind of working my way in the center, and eventually I think I'm going to cover that back up with some more farm chow. I like to make sure they got plenty to eat. I should probably start top feeding them with some worm chow, see how they like that. But I'll get back to what I was talking about. I'll feed it in the middle here for a while, and then I'll feed it back on this side. Then I'll bring it back to the middle and then back over here. I'll just keep running them all around the bin, getting them to go through their bedding and chew it up. There's still some things that survive the compost bucket. I don't really know what this is. It could be a flake of cardboard, it could be some kind of weed, it could be a leaf or anything. Probably should have put this on the bottom. But it ain't gonna hurt to have it on top. So, cover the food pile back up. And it was good to see the progress of my worms this week. I'm really enjoying this. They're doing so good. And like I said, it's still just a bit on the moist side. But somehow I don't think that they would be breeding as well as they are right now if it was dried up a little more. I don't know if you can see this. There's different stages of the cocoons. If you could see that one, how red it is. It's a little more mature than, say, a cocoon like this, which is more yellow. But when they first shed their cocoons, they're actually clear. But they'll end up a deep maroon color by the time they're mature enough to start hatching out the wisp. But I'll quit talking at you. I'll cover my worms up. I think I want to put a little reminder here where I fed them, so I'll know next time I'm in here. Oh, sorry for bumping. Oh shoot. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, give me a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so that you can get more content in the future when they come out. Thank you much.